Hello everyone, my name is Maple Monarchy, and today we will be doing a speed paint for the Wildlife SMP, the most recent iteration of the Life series. This video will contain spoilers for both the Wildlife series as well as Secret Life, as I talk about how both of those series do influence the designs of this series. In addition, I do make references to Empire Season 1, so if you have not watched any of those and you want to, go ahead and go watch them. Let's get into it. So, to start things off, let's talk about Mr. Good Times with Scar himself. For his skin, I have pulled design influences from his Secret Life skin, because in my little headcanon for the series is that Wildlife Scar is still kind of haunted by Secret Life's events, even if the Watchers may or may not have, wiped his memory of it. Scar's shirt has little sunflowers embroidered on it and has the same color scheme as his Secret Life skin's poncho from before his final third life on that series, which his scarf, in contrast, uses the colors of that poncho in its design. The rest of the design is meant to look like the skin that he is actually using in Wildlife, which is of course, his default skin. I did look at references of World War II bomber jackets to try and incorporate that into the design, because I believe Scar once said that it was meant to look like a pilot jacket, so that's what I went with. For the symbol to keep track of his hearts, I've had that placed as a little patch on his jacket that will change color as he loses additional lives. And of course I've given him his little ponytail because I like it. I think it's fun. I really like characters with little ponytails in the back. Plus it really gives into the idea that Scar is still living with the events of Secret Life, because his hair is much longer than what I would consider to be previous series, because he got used to having longer hair after living alone for an entire year in Secret Life, and cutting his own hair. So I feel like this version of Scar is going to have much longer hair than other versions of him, just because he's been used to cutting his own hair short, so it's not perfect and can't cut it as short as he might have in past series. Additionally, though I do not know if you can see it, I've put the Secret Keeper symbol on his belt there. Another thing that might be a little bit hard to see is the scars on Scar's face. One of the scars is just kind of a generic shape to it, but the other one I've intentionally made to look kind of like claw marks. This is as a reference to how, when Scar won Secret Life, a zombie was attacking him while he was processing that he won. So I included that there as just kind of a little reference to that. For Lizzie, her design is probably the one I've changed the least from her default skin, and that is partially because I'm still kind of learning how to draw, so hair especially is something that I struggle to draw in that way. So I have remembered people drawing Lizzie with kind of Sailor Moon-esque buns in her hair, and so when I was drawing Lizzie, I looked at a couple images of Sailor Moon. Though, of course, by the time I was actually finalizing the design, I had moved away from looking directly at the Sailor Moon drawings, which means that the hair looks a little bit weird, at least to me. I did pull references from Empire Season 1 for parts of her design, such as her gills and the little axolotl sword. The design on her shield is supposed to be a scary, Gary Axolotl. And of course, I've made Lizzie taller than Scar and Timmy, since she was a giant for practically the entire first session of Wildlife. Jimmy is the one that probably needs the most explanation. The colors, of course, are coming from his default skin. However, thanks to the jokes present throughout the entirety of multiple people's episode 1 about Sheriff Jimmy making a return, I've decided to give him an outfit that resembles that stereotypical like Western cowboy outfit like you see in those older Westerns, right? Like Bonanza or stuff like that. Of course, I've given him the little bolo tie, which will show what life he's on, because I could have made it. I did consider actually making it a sheriff's badge to really like complete the look, but I figured that this version of Jimmy is not actually a sheriff, so I just made him more generic cowboy, right? I did also deviate from the kind of common design for Jimmy regarding his more bird-like features, like the wings on his back and that kind of stuff. Aside, of course, from the little ear wings, which I like as a design, kind of like the gills on Lizzie. I really like that kind of false ear design. I think it's great. And so instead, I designed him to look like the Rito from The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Hence his more beak-like nose and the wings that hang down from his arms. When he flies, right, similar to in what I'm referencing, his whole arms just become the wings. So that's kind of the explanation of that. Regarding the name for the group, which I'm not actually fully sure on the consensus of at this point, I went with the Bamboozlers because I saw someone mention it in, I believe it is Scar's comment section on his first video, and I was like, oh, that's perfect, like the bamboo and like, yeah, this is perfect. I love this group. I'm so excited. So yeah, that's my design, my thought process for designing the Bamboozlers. I do have another group that I designed, so I don't know when I will be putting it up because I'm still working on it, but it's for the Sub 1 Club. So, thank you all so much for watching. You can do the YouTube thing, like and subscribe if you want to see more of this. Thank you all so much for watching, and y'all have a good one.